Hi everyone, Clovis here. I just would like to show you a simple object plugin I'm working on these days. So this is just R&D for fun, but I think I will release it because it can probably be useful. So it's a new object here. So for the moment it really looks like a plane, a simple plane. I have a bunch of options here, so you can of course change its size. You can add subdivisions like in a plane. But I added, the main feature of it is that you can add some gaps between each faces. Okay, you can separate each face, which can be good to create windows or whatever, or bricks. This value, the width which is sort of width interval value here, and the length one, are doing a kind of sort of scale on each face. If you change this value, center, start or end, it will scale from one side, from the other side, or from the center. Okay, it will be the same here, from the center, from the top, and from the bottom. Okay, so with the random value here, you can just randomize the position of each split. Okay, you can click on the random button here to randomize again. You have exactly the same option on the length. Okay, you can still add some subdivisions. Okay, if for example you would like to animate this object and you want it to disappear completely, if you use this width interpolation interval value, when it will reach the minimum scale value, it will just scale in a negative way. So it's not what you want. You want it to stop here. So you can just check the zero limit here, and it will stop when it reaches the zero scale. Okay. So it's really handy to disappear like that. It will work, of course, also on the length. So it's quite cool. I also added an option to, let's say I remove all the random values here. Okay. So I added an option to offset every 2 rows, so like that. Okay. So with this option you can easily create some wall patterns or wooden floor or whatever. Okay. If you think it's too regular, you can of course add some randomness here and here. If you still find it's too regular because it's just on each 2 rows sort of the same pattern, you can just check this random offset value, which will offset on each row this sliding value. Okay, so with this you can easily create some random walls. Okay, so remember that you can still change all these values. Okay, I added a bunch of options here to delete some faces. So this value is just the number of faces which are deleted. So here it's 5, so 5 faces are deleted. So it's just random on all the faces. So if you don't like the delete pattern, you just can randomize it again. Okay. Now, if you want, you can move these deleted faces along the width. So it's just with this value. So it's not easy to see because there are some random values here, but here it's better. Okay. So they move from right to left or left to right. Okay, with this value. If you want, you can animate this value. Okay. And if you want it to go not in the same direction, but some of these rows are going in the other, on the other side, just have to check this. And some of them are going from the right to the left, and some other ones from left to right. Again, if you don't like the choice, you can just press the random button and it will just randomly change which row are going from left to right and which row are going from right to left. So this can be really handy, not to create walls, of course, but what you can do is that you can create some sort of sci-fi or old sci-fi pattern like that with some disappearing faces. It's sort of 2D effect. And you can, because it's an object, you can add modifiers on it. So if you add a bend modifier, like this, okay. Can do really a lot of different type of patterns, and if you animate some of these parameters, you can create some nice effects. Okay. So you can create some sort of GUI, 2D GUI animated effect like that. I'm sure you can see what I mean. So you can animate sort of all these values. Okay, so you can really create this type of sci-fi animation, and it can be, I think it's quite useful. just create motion graphics. Okay, so this is it was about the animation. I also would like to show you that you can use some objects as input. So you can pick a collision mesh. So if, for example, you would like to project this object into another one, you just have to create another object. We'll just add a noise on it. Okay. And then you want to project this blue plane on this one. So you have to pick it with the pick collide mesh here. And it will be projected on it. So you can of course continue to change the options, do whatever you want, it will continue to be projected. If you animate this collision object, the faces will follow, of course. So to be more explicit, I will just add a face extrude. Okay, so I think it could be interesting. Okay. Now the other input object is just to cut this to have exactly the object you want. So for example, you can pick an external object. Let's say I want to pick a box. Pick cutter mesh here. So now if I move this box, you can see that the sliced plane object is only appearing into this box. So it's just a Boolean option. So sometimes you can see some artifacts, but it's just a classic Boolean problem. Okay. So you can pick whatever object you want. This was just a box, but you can pick that sphere. Okay. Or even a tube or something. So with this you can easily create a floor object, a wall, or whatever if you want to use it like that. But as I said, you can deform it or do what all you can imagine with it. Okay, so I will have to solve some problems, add a bunch of different options, and if you have some ideas or needs, just tell me. I will add some things in it if you need it. That's it, cheers.